Did you know if you're a farmer, you can get your low tunnels paid for by the NRCS? Through a recently launched government program, farmers can get between $4 and $5 per square foot in reimbursement towards a Quick Hoops low tunnel system. That's free money to help increase production on your farm. Learn more about Quick Hoops and the NRCS program at shop.moderngrower.co or using the link below. I think part of the issue on a small scale is maybe there's some questioning around how you work the logistics of just growing a small amount of seed. If you only have a quarter acre to dedicate to seed production and you grow a quarter acre of beets like you talked about, now you have you have a quantity of beet seeds, but that's it. So you're not going to have a catalog or a mailing list unless you become the beet seed company. And maybe you could sell those into the wholesale market, which may or may not support what you're trying to accomplish in the space. And if you want to add cutting that quarter acre up into smaller chunks, you're reducing the population, which could be harmful to the genetics, as you alluded to. And then you end up with tiny quantities of several things. So I almost feel like it's not a small person's game.
It's not necessarily. So let's say like a quarter acre for certain crops, you can grow a lot of seed for the small scale market there and serve some of your farming community. It probably wouldn't be, I could probably with statistical data calculate how many acres of organic kale or how many 1,000 square feet potentially of organic kale is grown in BC, do the calculation for how much seed that would require and how much land it would take to grow that seed. And it probably isn't a whole lot. If I wanted to grow right now carrot seed for Dan Breezewell, I could do that. So I could say to Dan, I want to grow carrot seed. I like it. We've got a good environment here. You're going to pay me $300 a kilogram for that seed. So I know I've done the math on that and I know that works. I know in the end, there's not going to be a big pot of money, but if I value my time at $22 an hour and I put in this many hours to the crop and I come out breaking even, I've been paid for that work. That includes my labor, my inputs, everything. I've been paid $22 an hour to grow seed. I'd be pretty happy with that. I've got a contract to grow the seed. I don't need to have a seed company. I don't need to do anything else after it's sent to Dan. I don't need to think about it. So that's how you can look at growing one crop or 2 or 3 crops maybe, which is really what the co-op model is. You grow these things, you send them to the co-op, we market, we do all that stuff. We either buy by the pound, so we just take it outright, or we sell it and we give you your cut in the end. Those things can vary between models. Yeah, but if you start growing lots and lots of varieties because you think diversity is really important, then you need to run your own seed company. And that comes with a whole bunch of other things, which cost money. And what happens is your net return ends up being the same, even though you're generating more revenue because you're getting seed packs and printing those seed packs and packing them and shipping them and refunding orders and all that stuff. And it's not only going to cost you money, it's going to cost you time and energy. But if you've got someone like Dan or the BC Eco Seed Co-op that's established and does that stuff, a lot of that stuff on your behalf, yeah, so maybe if I'm growing it and selling it by the packet, that seed is actually worth $8,000 a kilogram. But that assumes that I can sell 700 packets of that seed, which I can't do because I just have this one type of seed. So you need to know how the economics works out and how the pricing changes at volume as well as the expenses that go in. I think, yeah, Dan's coming out here in November we have a gathering on November 3rd and 4th. He's coming out to talk about some of the economics of seed. And we're working really hard right now on looking at giving growers models to calculate what would seed production in this crop look like on your farm. So if you're looking at seed production, you have some economic numbers to put behind it. And because this co-op exists or people like Dan that are doing contracts exist, you know where that seed is going to go to. If you don't have a market for that seed before you grow it, there's no point growing it unless you're growing it for on-farm use.
Hello, growers. If you enjoy podcasts like this one, tune into my podcast In Search of Soil on YouTube for a deep dive into the mysteries beneath our feet. Join me as I explore topics such as mycorrhizal fungi, mushrooms, compost, biochar, and more. It's a soil nerd's dream. We're going deep. We're talking to scientists about all things soil related. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or a gardener just starting out, our podcast has something for everyone. Listen in and grow with us. Check out In Search of Soil on YouTube.